Hello and welcome to the season premiere of Coach's Corner, Boys Soccer Edition. I'm Jake Lancer with Danny Lynch from HWTV, and today we're joined by varsity boys soccer head coach Michael Erush. Coming off a successful season, the Wolverines are in preseason play and ready to make a run at a Mission League title.
Before we get into the details of your players, can you give us a little bit of background information about yourself, how long you've been working at Harvard Westlake, and where you've coached before?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Before Harvard Westlake, I was fortunate enough to be a player. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. I played at Birmingham High School, then earned a scholarship to play at Loyola Marymount, and then played professional for 4 years. After that, I started my coaching career in 2006, and 15, 16 years later, here I am. I've been a D1 assistant coach. I've been a D2 assistant coach. I'm a club director. I've been working with U.S. Soccer national team scouts. I've been doing Olympic development programming, and I'm also a SoCal scout. So it's been soccer, and I'm heading into my second season here at Harvard Westlake, and I'm excited for the opportunity. And so far so good. We've had a great preseason.
How do you think this year's team differs from last year's team, seeing as so many seniors have graduated?
I think it's a unique year. We had a couple of seniors graduate last year, during COVID, and now post-COVID, we are focusing on changing the culture. We want buy-in from all the leaders and all the upperclassmen. So it's been a very positive step in the right direction. Obviously, with Mission League starting today, the boys are excited. We have a huge challenge ahead of us. We have a lot of younger players playing. Our roster is deep. A lot of kids are having an opportunity to play and have a moment to see if they have a kind of a highlight year. So I've challenged the group to see which player or players step up to make it a special year for us.
Coach, you talked about having a rather young team this year. How does that go into the preseason preparation?
Well, I challenged them as soon as we went into the summer break, and then we had a summer workout plan. I challenged them to play at elite club levels. We've gone from, I believe, 15% of the roster playing at elite levels to about 60%, and hoping that number increases. I as the program head want them playing at the highest level. That's where I think most of the development happens, because that's almost year round. And then the high school is 3 to 4 months, plus the preseason, which is another 2 or 3 months. And we had a great preseason with workouts on the field in the sports performance department. And so we're heading in the right direction, so with the younger guys, it's a great opportunity. And for the upperclassmen, they need to continue doing well.
Who do you think has stepped into that leadership role, and how do they affect the culture of your team?
I think the culture of the team has been very, very interesting. We've changed the culture to kind of a blue collar, high intensity, high pressing team. And then the leaders, I usually like to have a senior leader who is Milo and Jason. And then I like to have, an underclassman and sophomore JT Fetterman. So those kind of group of three is our leadership team. And, all the communication goes through them. I challenge them to talk to their players and, have some leadership experience with the team. And then hope in life, it will help them, be better leaders. So those are the three that we rely on, I rely on. And then the boys can also have kind of a communication path through them to the coaching staff.
Speaking on JT Fetterman, as he's a sophomore and is your center back, how does having him as a younger player in that position affect the team?
That's a great question. He played almost every game and every minute last year as a freshman, got all Mission League first team as a freshman. We have a very solid back line and a very solid goalkeeper with Jason. So we have, most of our back line is sophomores and juniors, and then a couple of seniors. So we're relying on the experience of JT's freshman year, Evan's senior year, Asher, a couple other kids that are, fighting for starting spots and playing time in the back line. So in regards to JT, it's really impressive, and I'm looking forward to working with him this season and hopefully repeating as first team all Mission League.
Coach, talking about another sophomore, Josh Barnavon has a lot of potential this year to be a standout player. How has he progressed over the offseason?
Josh is unbelievable character. His work rate and his commitment to the team is unbelievable. We're working on tactical and technical ability to improve on his passing, his finishing, but his effort off the ball and on the ball is first class. So we're just trying to incorporate the tactical side, which is the soccer side of playing. But he is going to be an up and comer and will be playing significant minutes for us. And we just need the confidence in him to get us some goals and assists. So hopefully Josh is up for the challenge and opportunity, and many other forwards.
What has the biggest focus been for this team in the preseason getting ready for a big year?
Biggest focus was be commitment to kind of the culture of like not rebuilding necessarily, but just to make sure that there's buy-in on our six core principles, our five core values. So there's different core values like commitment, character. We want to make sure we compete in every game. So those are some of the core values, and the principles are different kind of tactics going into soccer, either getting numbers in the box or defending behind the ball. So it goes both ways, offensively and defensively. We want to make sure we're organized defensively, and we want to go forward with numbers as well and take chances to go.
How do you think coming off of a COVID year has affected your team, seeing as last year was such a strange year?
I mean, I'm just so thankful for the boys to have an opportunity to play now, during a somewhat normal year. I know we're going through some COVID in our society today, but just to have the boys out there and competing and seeing the smiles, the camaraderie, and being good teammates is almost as important as winning to me. So I want to make sure that these kids are having fun. They're good to each other. They're good to their coaches. They're good to their community. They're good to everyone, and they respect the program and represent us in the utmost professional way. So in regards to that, I'm really excited for them. And with COVID, I think, it was almost some time off, but just for that, to see those smiley and happy faces brings happiness and joy to me.
Coach, you talked about your soccer experience, how you've been in the game for a long time. How would you characterize this team? What sets them apart from different teams that you've coached in the past?
I think it's the commitment to win, commitment to work together, and the commitment to kind of go through adversity. I've challenged them in the preseason with different activities to fight through adversity. If you're losing or if something's going on, making sure you're aware of variables that can, bad refereeing, rain, whatever the case may be. I just want them to be prepared as possible, so there's no regrets at the end of the season.
During the preseason, how did you adapt your style, seeing as you said you have a very young team?
Yeah, I mean, we adapted in a way where we had to go kind of a basic, simple formation where we could get the most out of each individual and collectively. So, depending on who we play, each opponent we scout is a little bit different. But our approach and our game plan in the attacking phases is going to stay consistent. So we've changed that and focused on our attacking phase. And also, like I mentioned before, is defensively to make sure we're organized and we get numbers behind the ball.
We talked about a couple of different players. Who's one that we haven't mentioned that could really be a standout player this year?
I mean, again, we talked about Micah, we talked about Jason, we talked about JT. I think, we've had some great, junior seniors like Sam Pokris, SJ, even freshman Micah Rosen scoring 2 goals a couple games ago. So we are looking forward to those players stepping up and making a difference. But I don't like to single out those specifically. As we all know in soccer, it's a team sport. And so I challenge and want everyone to do well. Unlike we can highlight 1 or 2, but I'd rather have highlighting 6 to 7 to 8 players.
You talked about soccer being such a team sport. You have people coming out of a COVID year, so less communication. You have new freshmen because it is a young team. How have you been working to get that communication aspect really tight? Is it a team sport?
I love that question because, again, one of the issues coming into the program was communication. Like I said, is making sure I have individual meetings weekly, almost daily with certain individuals via in-person, via Zoom, via text messages, whatever it is. The communication from myself to the players happens daily. And I ask them as well to commit to communication with emails, text, whatever it is. We want to make sure we're on the same page with everything going on. We also want to build on some team activities where we could build on our culture. But that is the number one thing that we focused on, is communicating back and forth, getting to know each other. I need to get to know them. They need to get to know me. So it's a really unique time because this is, like I said, it's our first normal year post-COVID. So I want to make sure that the boys understand their roles and responsibilities. And it's still early in the season, so we're still going to go through some responsibilities positionally, so the players understand clearly what they need to do on the field.
And for our final question, what do you consider a successful season for this team?
I'm just going to keep smiling. Success means different ways to different people. It's very easy to say, yeah, we want to win Mission League. Yeah, we want to make a deep run in the playoffs. But for me, we got to take a step back and just say, it's game by game. Can we improve 1% individually and collectively for each game? As a staff, we of course want to win the Mission League. Is it going to be a challenge? Absolutely. It's not easy to win. You know, I believe it's one of the toughest boys soccer conferences, and we have to come in and compete. So as a staff, yes, of course, it's easy to say we want to win Mission League, but I think we want to win and compete in every single game and take it one game at a time and not look forward to, you know, the CIF playoffs if we have an opportunity to make CIF.
Thank you so much for joining us on your first Coach's Corner of the year. Good luck to you guys. I'm Danny Lynch with Jake Lancer, and we'll see you next time on Coach's Corner.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And go
Yeah.
Wolverines.